long will you play Captain Marvel for?
I don't know. Does anyone want me to do it again?
No.
What's going on, guys? It's your boy Ty, and today in this video, we're going to be talking about, what do you know, more terrible MCU news. I feel like at this point, every 2 seconds there's bad MCU news dropping, but to be real with you guys, this is way more juicy than normal. I don't mean to sound like a gossip girl saying that, but at the same time, it's true. There's some interesting stuff in here. An article just dropped from Variety, which I feel like is always the website dropping MCU news first. Not sure why that is. I don't know if they have an insider or whatever, but there was a ton of details within it, but there are 4 main topics that they discussed. The first one being the Marvels and some of the behind the scenes antics, and also the way that Marvel is basically preparing for this movie to bomb. The second being bringing back the original 6 Avengers. Yes, you heard me right. Bringing them back for another movie. The third, what's going on with Jonathan Majors and Kang, his legal situation? What are they going to do with him? And the fourth, which I actually found the most interesting, even though I'm not interested in this movie necessarily, what's going on with the Blade movie? So we're going to be getting into all these in a second. Guys, if you like this video, please consider dropping a like. And also, I'm so close to 500 subscribers. I'm like 3 subscribers away. So if you want to consider subscribing, I would really appreciate that. All right, so the first topic I want to dive into here, I'm not going to spend too much time on because it's not the most interesting thing in the world, but at the same time, there's some questionable eyebrow-raising things in here for sure. So that's just going to be the Marvels bombing. They're pretty much waiting for this movie to bomb. I mean, it comes out at this point in like, what, 10 days or so? And yeah, I mean, this movie is going to lose hundreds of millions of dollars. Just to be clear, for those of you that don't know, this movie is the most expensive non-Avenger MCU movie ever. So excluding the Avengers, this is the most expensive MCU movie ever. It costs like $250 or $270 million. And with marketing, that means it's probably going to cost around $400 million total, all in all, just to make this movie. On top of that, just to break even, usually the rule is you have to double that. So what I'm trying to say here is they need to make $800 million just to break even on this film. I feel like at this point, the Marvels is kind of like the Titanic. The ship's just going, it's going towards the iceberg, but there's way too much momentum to steer it one way or the other. You kind of just got to brace for impact, and I'm pretty sure that's what Marvel's doing. The most interesting bit of news, though, that we got about the Marvels, which I found was really interesting, was that Nia DaCosta, who's the director of this $250 million film, basically left the film before post-production started, like right before post-production started, to go work on another movie that she was doing. What director leaves their $250 million movie, especially because this is like her first big film that she's directing ever, which I don't even know why they hired her in the first place. Like, I don't mean to be disrespectful, but she hasn't really proved her talent. What director, though, leaves their movie before, or at least at the beginning of post-production with months to go? What? This is just really strange. I don't know if she was almost trying to abandon ship, even though her name is on the project. But yeah, this movie pretty much seems to be like the last straw for Marvel. It's projected to make like 75 to 80, I'm pretty sure, $1 million in its first weekend. And just to give you guys a comparison, Doctor Strange 2 made $185 million, or at least it was projected that much, $100 million more than this film. It's really a shame. I think that all the hype died, especially after Secret Invasion. That turned a lot of people off to, you know, kind of the whole Nick Fury Skrulls storyline that the Marvels are kind of entangled with. So this second topic I'm going to be talking about is pretty much the biggest thing that came out of this article. That being that apparently the idea was floated around within the executives, Kevin Feige, whatever, of bringing back the original 6 Avengers for another Avengers movie. Not like their own projects, whatever. Another Avengers film. What are we doing here? This is such a sad thing to hear, honestly, because it's so clear that they're grasping at straws. They are clearly at a new rock bottom, and they don't trust their new characters. Why would you want to bring back legacy characters that had nice arcs that are finished when you have all these brand new characters that you're introducing left and right? Clearly, they do not trust these characters. They do not trust the audience and the fact that they even care about these characters. But also, that's on them for making bad projects. I don't understand why you would ruin just these characters. You really would ruin them by bringing them all back. I don't get it. I know that Hawkeye's technically still in the MCU. I know that Hulk is. I know that Thor is. Black Widow is dead. Iron Man's dead. Captain America's dead. Half of our original Avengers are dead, and I know that the argument's going to be, oh, but in the comics, they do this all the time. This isn't the comics. Listen, I might get hate for saying this, but this isn't as simple as just putting a pen to a piece of paper and writing a comic and just saying, oh, they came back. A movie holds a lot more weight, in my opinion, because obviously it's seen by way more people than comics are, realistically, at least in 2023. So I don't care about what the comics do to a certain point. This is just ridiculous, and honestly, the fact that this was even an idea that's floated around, I feel like this isn't actually going to happen. It's embarrassing, I'm going to be honest. If you want to put Thor in the new Avengers for like Kang Dynasty, whatever, Secret Wars, fine. But this is genuinely embarrassing to hear, because that's how you know they're really struggling. This next topic honestly really hurts me to talk about, that being the whole Jonathan Majors situation, the Kang situation, whatever you want to say. Supposedly Marvel is just debating what they're doing with their future with Kang. Are they going to recast Kang? Or are they going to try to pivot to a new villain like Doctor Doom, whose name was dropped in this article as the #1 person that apparently they would like change their direction towards? It's just a real shame because, see, I don't drop my reviews for each episode of Loki one by one, but I just watched Loki episode 3 and 4, and man, him as Victor Timely / Kang, he's amazing. He's an amazing actor. Personally, I don't know. I can't speak for that because I don't know what's going on with the situation. But at the same time, he's great as Kang. I love Kang. And also, apparently they're trying to blame the failure of Ant-Man Quantumania on Kang, basically saying that, oh my god, Kang was in a movie that performed poorly. Maybe that means he's not a good villain. That's so not true. He's an amazing villain. The script was just god-awful for that movie. Why did Ant-Man end up beating Kang? Ant-Man should have died in that movie. I'm sorry, maybe that's an opinion, or someone should have died. You didn't set up the stakes properly. Jonathan Majors, again, is an incredible actor. He is killing it in Loki. I haven't seen episode 5 yet. I know this video is going to be dropping after episode 5's out, but yeah, I mean, it's pretty crazy that this is even a thing. A detail that I found really interesting in this section of the article is that apparently an insider, I don't really know what that means, who has seen the last episode of Loki, so, you know, he finished the whole show, we haven't, of course, said that if they want to change Kang, they're going to be pretty much screwed. I don't know what that means for the last episode, if that means that it kind of cements him as the big bad of the MCU, or I don't know. I mean, it's just speculation, but considering that he saw the end of Loki, that really raises an eyebrow. That really makes me feel like they're not going to want to change it. But also, keep in mind, this retreat was in September. Now we're in November. Jonathan Majors' legal situation is continuing to move on and on. Apparently, there's rumors that like he's actually the victim. He's not the one that actually committed any crime. I don't know. It's weird, but I'm obviously hoping that everything's going to be okay with him because, again, he's very talented. I just wish that he could, you know, get it together behind the camera. And I know that there's a chance that he's innocent, guilty, whatever, but I'm just saying I still wish the best for him generally. And now we are going to dive into the movie from hell, that being Blade, which is slated as of right now to release in 2025. This movie has been, like I said, in production hell. They've been through different writers, different directors. They've rewritten the script. They've reworked the script a bunch of times. This movie literally is in such a dumpster fire right now. But at the same time, apparently, like I said, from this article, there's new things going on. So, apparently Kevin Feige locked in the writer from Logan to write the script. So I guess that means that they're going to be resetting the script. I don't really know. He's not directing the movie, but still. That's a good sign because Logan's, you know, everyone says that's one of the greatest superhero films of all time. That's good to have him as a writer. The thing that I found the most interesting is that apparently, and this is new ground for Marvel, they're trying to make Blade on a budget of $100 million or less. That's wild to me. But at the same time, it's definitely doable because Spider-Verse, they just made that movie on a $100 million budget. There's been plenty of movies that look incredible, that look high quality, that have been made on a lower budget of $100 million, which is pretty funny to say that's a low budget. It's just crazy to me that for Marvel, again, that's a low budget. Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny cost them like $300 million to make, and everyone was saying, where did all that money go? Why did this movie cost this much? It was good and all, but it wasn't like anything spectacular or amazing. If Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse cost $300 million, I would understand that way more than if, you know, like I said, Indiana Jones did. If Blade only costs, we'll just go all the way to the max and say $100 million, that means that even with marketing, we'll just double it to $200 million just to make things easier. They would only need to make $400 million to break even. That is way cheaper than their usual of like $600, $700, $800 million. I really think that's the smarter approach. They need to just be smart with their spending. Listen, they're the ones that are making millions and billions of dollars. Disney obviously knows what they're doing to an extent, even though obviously they've been messing up. This is a smart idea. You get creative people in there, I promise you, $100 million will be just enough to make a high quality film. And I really still do believe in Blade, especially that we got the rumor that the main actor, Mr. Ali there, was apparently going to walk out on this movie, but I'm pretty sure that he's still locked in, because that was another thing. But that was pretty much expected. I mean, considering all the production issues, why would you want to stay on the set of this film as a 2-time Oscar winner? Doesn't make any sense. But yeah, guys, that's going to just about do it for all this Marvel news today. I really can't believe all this just came out of nowhere. Honestly, it's pretty exciting just to get some fresh MCU news, even though I feel like we've hit a new low. This is kind of like those jokes about how like our expectations were low, but damn, because that's what this feels like, honestly. But yeah, guys, that's going to just about do it for today. Thank you guys for watching. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next video.